Welcome into the rinks here on the LI Sports Network, our second match of the day here on the South Rink. Northport Huntington, the Tigers, taking on the East Islip Chiefs. The Tigers 2-8-1 coming into this matchup, while East Islip is sitting at 6-4-1 on the season. Both these teams in good form as of recent. Taking a look at their last 5 games played. SCHSHL with 2 wins, a tie, and 2 losses. Excuse me. Looking at the wrong sheet. Northport with 2 wins, 3 losses. East Islip with 3 wins, 2 losses. But both teams coming off a win where they scored more than 4 goals, and we got one to start off right away. Chiefs out in front, and let's take a look at that on the replay. Long-range shot, bit of a knuckle puck, and it hits into the back of the net or off the outside. Wrap around, and it's Inga in front. Top goal scorer for East Islip. 1-0 just like that. So Inga will get that, assisted by Blashuk and Reynolds at 14:26. Into the offensive now for Northport. Alexander was knocked off the puck. And taken back now by Brian Friesen, looking up ice. Be poked ahead. Tigers return it the way it came, and it's Lemaire. Andrew Mayer and Justin Lemaire both on this team, as well as the Friesen brothers of Matthew Friesen and Brian Friesen. In deep now for the Chiefs. They try to pass it up to Friesen at the blue line. Dodges through one check. Lemaire trying to help him out. Puck tied up on the walls, taken away by East Islip. Knocked down low. Harrison will control. Harrison out in front. Popped up high. And now can get cleared out as we take a look at the starting goaltenders for both teams. Rex Moscati getting the nod for Northport Huntington, and Joseph Sasso gets the start for East Islip. Sasso out of his net will stop up the puck below the goal line. Allow his defense to take it away. Potential turnover down low. I don't know if Sasso got a piece of that, but regardless, puck doesn't go in. Now Lemaire charging to the blue line. Potentially offsides. Nope, but the referees call everything good. Bogorowski racing after it. Worked past him. Fiddled off the perimeter and out. So 1-0 for East Islip with that goal from Colin Inga. Like I said, assisted by Blashuk and Reynolds. These teams have played once before this season. That was back on September 15th. Final score, 7-3 in favor of the East Islip. So the Tigers trying to get a little bit of revenge for that game. Zemo couldn't find an entrance. As the puck will still pop around in the neutral zone. Carried ahead, Bogorowski tying up his hand and trying to dig the puck free. It's knocked aside. Now Zemo has it with a little bit of space. 3 minutes gone by here in the first period. Tigers still trying to get their legs underneath them as Driscoll will at least allow his forwards to set up on the forecheck. Good stick work from Inga. Still disruptive. It will go back for Driscoll. And that puck will hit off the open bench. We'll take a whistle and a face-off in the neutral zone. Question is, yes, we are. Too many men on the ice for East Islip, so might have actually hit off of someone's leg. So an unfortunate penalty right there for the Chiefs to take. We'll send the Tigers to the 5-on-4. Matthew Friesen with the chance to wheel it around. Puck twirls over to the near point, but held alive. Good stick work from Liam Matarisi. Matarisi with it again. Liam looking behind him, feeding it. Now for a shot. Not far off. The rebound sitting on the near post. Tigers almost tying up the game right there. Will slide a pass to the blue line. Rotated off from Matarisi. Walks down, looking for a feed. Good stick lift there from Inga. Can't block the shot. Rebound comes out in front, and the Tigers couldn't pull the cord in time. 50 seconds ticked by here in the 5-on-4. East Islip giving up a lot of ozone time right now in this penalty. Tigers, another centering bid. Lost him some skates. Poked on net, and Sasso makes a save. Rebound comes out to Matarisi. Sasso fights it off again. Tigers still control. They'll give it back to Liam one more time. Dances up to the blue line. Leaves it behind him. Sick down low for a shot. Whistles well off to the right side, and a big bounce will clear all the way out of the zone. East Islip will make some changes on the back end of the play with 35 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Here come Northport. Tapping that puck out of some traffic. Have options on the near side. Long pass. Taken in now. Liam Matarisi, glove save for Sasso. Control off the face-off in favor of East Islip as Reynolds is able to blast it out of the zone. Luke Leroux with a good play just to kill off some more time. Whips it across, and now Reynolds will dump in. Stopped up by the goaltender Moscati. Tries to give it over to his forwards as power play will expire here on the South Rinks. Reynolds will send it down low again, ramping off the stick of Aguri. Leroux looking for Harrison. Couldn't thread the needle. Tigers hold it up at the far point. Now Lemaire dances it in. Pass one more stick. Lemaire dangerous on the backhand. Hit it off the outside of the net. Puck will wobble free. Back for Lemaire. Swipes it on the backhand over for Reynolds. He has plenty of time and space as the Tigers were making a partial change, and he'll actually bring on a fresh 5. Dangerous right there. Leads to a turnover. Henderson trying to jam it out in front. Hits it off the low apron. Clearing feed for Lemaire. Shut down the first time. This time he'll bank it around for Harrison. One pass to Bogorowski, and they're out. Reynolds cross the blue line. Denied. Now Harrison will reload and skate it down. Harrison off to Leroux. Nice feed. Leroux trying to return the favor. Couldn't thread it through the triangle. Now Reynolds a shot knocked aside. Sits on the perimeter. Reynolds back for it and taken away by Northport Huntington. Once again, you're watching the LI Sports Network. Got a game going on behind us as well. Brady Campbell on the call, joined by Ryan Brannigan for color commentary and camera opportunities. Double dipping is Ryan Brannigan. Rob Harrison swept it ahead, but it's back for Junkins. Knocks around. Jacob with a now. Trying to fade on the backhand. Sends it a little left. Taken away, and now Bogorowski trying to clear the zone. His backhand couldn't reach it in time, but was followed up by SCHSHL. Half of this first period gone by. Still the only goal belonging to Colin Inga all the way back at 14:26. Just 34 seconds into the game is when Inga was able to net that. Worrell pinched off the puck down low. Good physical play for Matthew Friesen. Now trying to turn around as he was harassed by Chris Quinn. Taken away by Northport Huntington. Swept out to SCHSHL. He'll try to continue the momentum to clear the zone, but can't. And now Northport Huntington will get off sides by just a hair. Quinn trying to settle that wobbling puck. Goes off for Lemaire. Looks up for Brozo. And we'll get another penalty on the ice. This time will be East Islip going to the power play, so they'll get their first of the game. Carney looking for Lemaire. A shot pops in the air, still loose in the blue paint and covered up. Face off, one to the blue line. Long wrister for Lemaire. Pops down for Inga. Looking off for Blaszczuk. Cleared up to Friesen, but not completely out. Whips it across Lemaire. Ties up sticks, but does keep the zone. Lemaire racing down low. Andrew looking for a passing option. Fed across to the near side. Carney a shot. It was blocked. Flipped in deep again. Carney F1 on the play. Gloved down and held alive by Colin Inga. He's bodied and taken away from the puck. Wristed down the length of the ice. It will skim off the boards for Sasso. Touches it up. Gives it over to Matthew Friesen. Pressured quickly. Looks across the rink for Carney and hits his tape. Carney still with it. Past the red line. Sweeps it to Blaszczuk. Fading on the right side. Blaszczuk still with it with a shot down low. Had some room on the 5-hole, but Moscati wasn't fazed by it. Brian Friesen to his other brother, Justin Friesen. Excuse me, Matthew. Back with Brian again. Gives it for Carney. Dicing it up in the neutral zone. Carney will chip and chase. Down to 27 seconds left in the power play opportunity. 1-0 still the score in favor of East Islip as a pass will just barely go past Brian Friesen. Kelly looking for options, finds it to Blaszczuk. Here comes Blaszczuk, stick tied up, gets the shot off, rebound sits in front, and is somehow swept off to the perimeter. Still more opportunities for East Islip, 3 seconds left. Carney looking for one more try, and it will be saved by Moscati. Power play will expire now with 4:27 left in the period. Partial chance from the slot. Kelly, wild whack, holds the zone, but his team had already left. Good poke check from Harrison. That pries it free over into the corner. Trying to out-physical Driscoll. Now held in by Friesen. Backhander to Harrison, but then he'll turn it over up top at the blue line. This could be a breakaway for Northport Huntington. They'll drag it into a one-on-one. Make that a 2-on-0. In on net. No shot came through, but a penalty will be enforced. Northport Huntington will go to the power play now. Their second of the game. First penalty called on East Islip was, of course, that too many men on the ice. This time it will be Kai Kelly off, either for interference or hooking. Take your pick. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not a betting man. It was slashing. Around for Liam Matarisi. Looks to slide it off to the right side. Plenty of space for the Tigers. A shot with a deflection in front, and Sasso still makes the stop. Reynolds trying to find the lead man, and it's Colin Inga to drag it out of the zone. Accidentally hits it off the linesman, and now Northport Huntington are right back in. Sasso thought about playing it, but didn't have enough time. Tigers flood bodies to the puck. Mikowski is leveled down to the ice. Reynolds going in for another hit, just still trying to tie up the puck around the corner. Reynolds will pop it out of the pack and look to clear it. What a shift right there from number 24, Emmett Reynolds. Here's Colin Inga on the shorthanded opportunity. He gets blown up. Under 3 to play in the first period. Just over 1 minute remaining in the 5-on-4. It's Liam Matarisi again. Quarterback's in past the blue line, almost cutting in front. Reynolds, another good stick check, takes it away, follows it up with another hit. Puck off into the corner as Reynolds continues to be physical behind the play. An awesome shift now from him as he'll finally go off for a change, allowing Brian Friesen to take his place. Mikowski giving it off, centering feed, taken away Friesen. Has room on the far side. Swivels around one check, but then was held up. Puck pops for Kearney, surveying his options and just sends it long for Friesen. Behind the defense, Friesen with Blaszczuk. Friesen cuts in the middle, and his shot is barely saved off the right toe of Moscati. Friesen back onto it, challenged by a couple of Tigers. Kearney puts his hand into the mix, winning it forward for a second, but it continues to pop around these skate blades. And now the Tigers have another rush. Back to 5-on-5, and they'll be called offsides with 1:48 remaining in the first period. So 3 power plays in the game so far, and 3 successful penalty kills. Puck will be dropped in the neutral zone. Fired down the ice. Tigers turn it over to Friesen at the blue line. Looking to turn it around and find a passing option. Rims around to the right wing corner. Bank to the far side. Maybe numbers for Northport Huntington. It'll look dangerous for a second. East Islip do reset in time. Lemaire throws in a poke check. Gets a hit on his man down low. Puck comes dangerously in front. Friesen. Stick handling. Shot a little too high above the crossbar. Rouzeau pushes his man off of it. Allows Matt Friesen to take back. Friesen pass one. Friesen in front. Bogorowski couldn't get the shot off. Around for Lemaire. Point shot. Now for Friesen. Just looking for a passing option. Tigers take it back. Can't clear. It's Friesen again. Dances around one and taken out. That's going to be another penalty as Northport Huntington touch up and forced at 21. So teams now successfully trading penalties back and forth. Too many men on the ice. A tripping then for Northport Huntington. A slashing on Kai Kelly. Now with the most recent goal, East Islip have an opportunity to take a 2-0 lead going out of the period. Quick face-off win. Reynolds has his shot blocked in front. Kelly turns it around. Tries to get it back into the crease, but Northport Huntington rallied to the puck and force it away. Reynolds trying to weave it around the forechecker. Still tied up. Kelly coming in to help out. Turned over now to Worrell. And the clock will expire on East Islip, so they'll carry a $1:40 of the power play into the second period. And we'll be right back here on the LI Sports Network. And we're back here on the LI Sports Network. Second period about to start with a 5-on-4 for East Islip for 1:40. There'll be a tripping going against Northport Huntington to put them down a man. EI navigating the neutral zone. It's Carney with it right now. Pressured from behind, but he'll maintain clean control, get it off for Inga. Dances around one check and will just blast it over to the corner. Rattles around for Lemaire. He'll send it down low. Blaszczuk on the touch-up. Blaszczuk out in front. His centering feed interrupted. Carney trying to get to it. The puck is still alive. Center feed again, and this time the Tigers step in front of it. It's Henderson to wheel it away. Into the offensive end. Henderson trying to tiptoe. Poked off his stick. Blaszczuk with it now. Rolls the puck off to his left side. Breakout pass for EI was denied. Now Lemaire gets it back. Whips it across successfully for Carney, but he couldn't handle the heat. Comes back for Blaszczuk, trying to go skate to stick. Now just 30 seconds left in the power play. $1:10 already gone by in the second period. Carney bumped down by Henderson. Follow-up shot. Big rebound. Shot missed wide over to the left. Blaszczuk couldn't shove it through. He gets back to it. Another centering feed. Goes through the slot. Ends up at the near point. Lemaire to hold it there. Rims it down low. Northport Huntington trying to get bodies there, but Carney will beat them all to the race. Carney with it now. Sending it over to Friesen. Power play expiring as Sasso lets his team know, and a shot partially tipped, couldn't reach the back of the net. We're back to 5-on-5 here at the rinks. So Northport Huntington now matching East Islip's 2-for-2 on the kills. Power plays today as a whole are 0-for-4. Luke Leroux trying to win the faceoff back. The Tigers with a nice couple of steps looked like they were going to pressure that into a breakaway. Thankfully for East Islip, Reynolds was there. Now Leroux peppering a shot towards the net. SCHSHL gets it on the backhander, looking for Harrison out in front, but it does reach Mikowski instead. He'll send it out of the zone looking for the tape of Aletta. LaRoe feathers a pass. Harrison from a weird angle, and Moscati will make the save. Once again, my name's Kevin Broderick, joined by the illustrious Wally Mitchell. Reynolds, the lone man back, has to settle that rolling puck. Nice pass off to Friesen, gets his team going north. Friesen trying to pull the cord. Hemmed up now with 3 Tigers all around him. So once again, it'll be Reynolds on a solo skate. Talk about a pressure release right there from Reynolds. Takes a hit down to the ice. We'll stay 5-on-5. Sasso trying to help out Reynolds by playing this puck himself. Twirls it around. First on the seat is Ginsey. Three minutes gone by here in the second period. Harrison trying to pick his path and will just be barely offsides with his team. Good bump right there from Monterisi. East Islip offsides, now finally touching up. Tigers into the offensive end with some room. Sasso a save. Allows the puck to dribble around in front of him for a couple of seconds. Not a whole lot of pressure came through for the Tigers. Been pretty low event hockey ever since that first minute, where of course Inga got the goal. Follow-up shot, they score! Northport Huntington tie the game. Back into an even stretch. Driscoll will get the assist on that goal. Northport Huntington can breathe a sigh of relief that they won't be starved for offense for any longer. This team scoring 2.6 goals per game. East Islip at 4.5. Carney looking for options below the goal line. Inga will take it, trying to send it on the backhand in front. Took an awkward hop right there, but never really was that dangerous. Blashuk up to the blue line. Kelly looking for a quick passing option. It was taken away. Northport Huntington could have had numbers in on the net, might still have them now, as Friesen just barely able to force it off to the perimeter and smacked into the Northport Huntington bench. About 5 minutes gone by here in this second period. Blashuk wheels around and looks in front. Inga almost had his second. Puck flutters down to the ice again, gloved away by Northport Huntington. They'll find another clear, under 10 to play in the second period. 1-1 the score. Tigers with the only goal of this period, as that was a violent hit from Henderson. Wiggles out of the pack, and once again it's Reynolds onto it. Knifes it past the blue line. Reynolds, good centering feed, but Inga couldn't get there in time. Moscati was ready for the opportunity. It's out to the blue line. Lemaire across Reynolds with room to shoot. Another save from Moscati. Blaszczuk now down low. Wheels on the backhand, looking to dish to the forehand. Gives it over to Reynolds. From long range, went through a skate blade, but it caromed off to the corner once more. Inga now trying to dig it out of his own skates. Gets a pass there from Carney. Now Inga, centering feed for Blaszczuk. Lemaire a one-timer, and it goes wide. Rebound, and Inga couldn't shove it through. Somehow comes out for Henderson, and he'll bank it off the boards and into the offensive end. All the way down the rink, and we'll get a whistle for an icing. Junkins tries to wheel it around the wall. Good hit there from Sersic, joined by Leroux, but it's poked past both of them as the Tigers will get it into center ice. It's a great shift for EI, trying to generate some positive momentum after giving up that goal in the second period. Almost halfway through this game. Friesen will curl up. Knows Northport Huntington called off sides right now. And finally the whistle will be blown. Puck will float out. Harrison trying to battle to get it ahead. Sersic racing on his horse for a sharp angle shot. Fought off by Moscati. Comes back up top. Harrison will hold the zone at the near point, allowing Leroux to chase onto it down low. He'll get pressed into the boards by Junkins. Chance now for the Tigers to get it out. So he'll try to turn around Brian Friesen. Let on the attack. He'll spill into the corner. Puck underneath him. We'll get a 2-on-2 forward at the end board. Harrison as the obvious passing option, but EI don't even need him. Rolled over to his right side now. Harrison cuts past the blue line. Harrison trying to pull the thread around Junkins, was interrupted on the opportunity. Now the puck sits at the goal line. 7:18 remaining in the second period. 1-1 the score here on the South Rinks. Harrison battling two different Tigers down low, somehow coming away with it, centering it out in front, but the shot fanned on. Friesen couldn't pull the cord this time, and the Tigers once again live to tell another tale. Mikowski trying to get his team into a lead for the first time tonight. Northport hemorrhaging opportunities, but ultimately if Moscati can keep bailing them out, does it ultimately matter? Friesen looking to create a turnover down low. Sasso will cover it up under his pads, and we'll get a face-off coming in the offensive end as both teams take the opportunity to make a couple of changes. EI will get a full new 5 out on the ice. Chance dangerously from the slot as Sasso gets it off his left leg. Northport Huntington doing a good job to get some opportunities back the other way. Big shot coming through, and Sasso once again palms it with the glove. The face-off will come from the left side this time. Another face-off win for Northport Huntington. Liam Matarisi feathering it on net. Rebound comes off for another sharp angle, and the puck ends up below the goal line. Worrell trying to get something in the middle. Matarisi stepping up onto it again, but couldn't get the shot off before Bogorowski ripped it off of his stick. Justin Bogorowski now through. Sends it with speed over into the corner. Rebound comes for a shot, rings off the post. To the blue line, Lemaire, long wrister. Rebound, almost sent in the blue paint and does. Referee blew the whistle there. I think he thought that Moscati was on top of it. EI looking for a face-off win. Lemaire helps out by keeping it in at the blue line. Down low for Inga. Pokes it around and almost out for Blaszczuk. Here's Carney. Out to the right wing corner. Nutmegs one player. Carney had it chopped off his stick now. Followed up by Cohen. Be rimmed around under the skate of Inga. Pinching into the play is Kelly. 10 minutes gone by here in the second period. Only goal of the middle frame belonging to Northport Huntington in order to tie up the game. As Carney buys himself some space. Off for Blaszczuk, had his shot interrupted. Inga couldn't follow up either. Now Inga has it at the far boards. Skated over it just barely. Lemaire trying to hold the zone, but it's poked past him. Carney back in transition, joined by Kelly. Kelly not beaten just yet, will get tied up, and a player spilling down to the ice will not bring any penalties from the referees. So we'll stay at 5-on-5 with East Islip going the other way now. Lemaire frustrated as he goes off to the bench. Blaszczuk couldn't do much in the high slot. Blaszczuk trying to roll the puck over to his right side. Had Inga at the blue line, but didn't hit it tape to tape. So now it's Northport Huntington. Their shot, Sasso a save. Not confident on the rebound control as the puck ended up spilling behind him. Rotated around, Cohen. Turns it over to Carney. Now Blaszczuk off for Inga. Chops it past one. Inga looking for options. Couldn't get it back to Blaszczuk, who would have been all alone. Blaszczuk in front, misses left. Gets it back. Blaszczuk on the backhander. Fiddles it up top. Freisem a shot. Looking for the stick of Carney, who couldn't deflect it. Chance for Northport Huntington to clear. Arrested along the boards, fought forward, coming into the play for EI to keep it in. Now Carney at the blue line, feathers it towards the net, and again almost had the traffic from Inga to find something of a redirection. But instead it's Moscati for another save, and 3:09 to play in the second period. Harrison, leveled below the goal line. Puck still around him. Pokes free as Junkins tries to once again spear it off the boards and out. Will force Reynolds to go all the way down. Will become an icing, at least for East Islip. So we'll do it again from the offensive end. One back by Leroux. A little too cleanly as it forced Kelly to go onto his skate into the neutral zone. Loose puck, seemingly no one wanting to get to it first. EI eventually coming away with it. It's Freisem. Down to the goal line, still driving. Pops back up top. Skims it up to the blue line for a long shot. Junkins trying to bash it out of the zone, accomplishes his mission. Harrison, couple shoulder fakes, gains the blue line. Harrison a shot. Another save made by the netminder for the Tigers. He's been tested quite often over the last about 7.5 minutes. To go all the way down to 2 to play in the second. Seen 4 power play opportunities in this game, 2 for either side as a turnover goes to Harrison down Main Street. Harrison, a great move in front on the backhand, it's saved. SCHSHL trying to follow up the opportunity, sends it in front. Laroa shot down low on the backhand is once again stopped. Now swept up and out by Northport Huntington. Somehow getting out of that pinch. Sasso trying to light the fire under the attack again. Kelly hemmed into his own zone. Pressure was coming from Alexander Worrell. Harrison, who just created the opportunity, this time detained. Knifed off his stick. Taken into the offensive end, 2-on-1, pass across. Sasso is saved, the rebound doesn't go where the Tigers wanted it to. Just over a minute remaining in this middle frame. Northport Huntington giving opportunities, but getting some for themselves. Potentially numbers to the net, but another blocker stop for Rex Muscati. Carney interfered with in the legal sense. Aletta fading wide before going past the blue line. Aletta trying to pull up for a shot blocked by Blashuk. Now tied up by Lemaire. He'll pitch it around the boards as EI try to dig it free for a clear. Is fiddled past the blue line and now Harrison has it. Moonwalking his way. Forced it into the offensive end and he'll go off for a change. Blashuk will come in for the forecheck. Liam Matarisi pivots around him. Builds some speed forward. Gets past Carney as well, but Friesen will knife it off of his stick. Returns the puck over to Inga. Scored the goal earlier for East Islip. Inga going back to the forehand for a shot and a left leg save. Turnaround, Inga in front. He scores at the buzzer. EI up 2-1. And with that, we'll step aside here on the LI Sports Network and be right back for the final 15. And we're back on the LI Sports Network. Start of the third period. Colin Inga on an assist from Chris Blashuk makes it a 2-1 game in favor of the Chiefs, as they're 15 minutes away from their 7th win of the season to make them 7-4-1. Northport Huntington, on the other hand, trying to come back in this game for a second time to find their 3rd win. Maybe a 3-8-1 scoreline for them. Here's Inga on hat trick watch for the rest of the game. Trying to pivot past that check, had it taken away and then back. Offside's not going to be called here from the referees, much to the chagrin of every Northport Huntington fan in attendance. Comes back for Carney. Banks it ahead off the wall, but taken back by the Tigers. Turned over again, and this time it's Friesen to walk it through the blue line. Puck continues to exchange hands, as now it's the Tigers somehow into the offensive end. All of that coming within the first minute of the third period. There's Blaszczuk recording that goal at exactly 1 second left in the second period. Chance maybe for the Tigers, and they score. Tie game. SCHSHL trying to get his team on top for the third time this game, as once again Northport Huntington respond in a timely manner. Tigers break it out of their own end. They definitely want that third win of the season. Nice little move there from Harrison. Buys himself some space. Looks across the ice. SCHSHL trying to knife it ahead to Friesen, as the puck will go out of play. On the drop, Harrison will go in on the forecheck. Gary fiddles it around. Pops below the goal line for Harrison. On the backhand, trying to feed SCHSHL. Stepped in front of the Tigers, get it up to the blue line. Not out just yet. Still sitting in the slot. A back pass for Harrison in front. They score! EI back on top. Great little feed right there from Harrison. Tucked home by Joe SCHSHL. Third lead East Islip has had today. This time trying to make it stick. Rex Muscati will tap it off for his defense. Bit of a skate in center ice. Wrapped around. Genesee looks towards the middle. Shot is tapped, but blocked up by East Islip. They have bodies at the blue line and will pry it free. .11:50 remaining in the third period. Aletta clears the zone, comes back for East Islip. Friesen across dangerously, but does get it over to Kelly. Quickly played ahead, and Driscoll will take it away. Lead pass, Aletta. Leaves it behind him, brought into the zone, and then pickpocketed by East Islip again. Neither team breaking into the offensive end effectively, as that puck will roll on top of the boards, so we'll get a whistle for it. Lemaire, far point shot with a big deflection in front. Skims high above the crossbar. Friesen at the near point now. Blaszczuk trying to hold. Goes back for Carney, a bank pass. Played over to Friesen. Turns around, one check to the neutral zone. Blaszczuk rolls it across the blue line. Lemaire out in front. Couldn't get it past Worrell. He'll start the skate back the other way. It's Chris Quinn. Here comes Quinn. Long shot. Well off to the left side of the net. Sasso never needed to touch it. Quinn with another opportunity. He'll go one-on-one against Lemaire. Trying to slide it, but couldn't get it past Friesen. Matt Friesen still dishing. Looking long across the rink. It was almost Colin Inge into a breakaway. Good little chemistry right there. Just couldn't get the execution going. Now Colin Inge going to turn it over right there. Huntington with numbers down low in the zone. Pass will go all the way through the crease. Shot goes off the outside of the net. Lemaire with it, playing it above the head of one of our officials. Couldn't get the clear, though. Wound up the boards. Carney will pluck it off. Looks to get it out. Another turnover. Here comes Huntington, and a good hit from Lemaire. Blaszczuk steps in front of the centering feed, and now Blaszczuk will look to get up ice. Blaszczuk with Colin Inge. Wheels off to his right for a shot. Nice save with no rebound for Rex Muscati. Reynolds back in his zone. Cohen on his hip. Reynolds now up to Harrison. Trying to glide around these checks. Harassed from behind. Driscoll with a good job to lift the stick. Allows his team to fight for it. Harrison still sweeps it out in front. And it's Northport Huntington with the emphasis of offense, as that's going to be a big spill down low. Getting up with a lot of snow on his jersey is Reynolds. Physical player, and he'll stay right on the ice. Reynolds still out there on the middle of your screen right now, wondering if he'll go off for a change. No, he wants to stay out there entirely. Now we'll go off as the icing is called. Lemaire laying his shoulder. Good hit on Henderson. Henderson staying with the puck, wrapping off to the far post. Henderson in front, he scores! Tie game again. This time it's Grayson Henderson. So East Islip give up their third game-tying goal. Henderson burning them on that play. Just over 5 minutes after the go-ahead goal from Joe Sursich. Here comes Blaszczuk trying to do the same thing. Shot takes an awkward spill. Friesen lining up for another one. And Muscati was able to get it with the right leg. Carney gives it up to the far point. Gets it back in the corner. Pressed into the boards. Tries to kick it. Henderson intercepts the pass. Now 4 players all tie up. Broken out of the pack. EI control. Inge trying to set up in front as the screen. Pass goes over to Friesen again. Quickly closed on at the point. Flutters a pass over for Colin Inge. Left corner. Centering feed. Not finding anyone in particular. Creates another 50-50 puck. Friesen doing a good job to hold his man there. Pops into the slot and found by Henderson. Not out, though. Second opportunity. This time gets past Friesen. as we approach 7 minutes to play in this third period. Inga curls. Couldn't control the puck as it dribbled away from him. Forced up the boards and in. Colin Inga now trying to hold it. Has Carney there to support. Blaszczuk takes it on the backhand. Off for Friesen. He'll take a skate in deep. Centering feed. Lifted by his stick. Comes for Inga. Pitches it on the backhand. Carney trying to jam it in front, and it'll go all the way down the slot and out. Could be a breakaway. Here come the Tigers trying to go ahead. Saved by Sasso. On the follow-up, Sasso, another save. Comes all the way through the blue paint. East Islip wanted an interference on Sasso there as he was clipped in his own crease. Not going to get the call from the referee, so we'll stay at 5-on-5. But a little bit of an excitement right there for Northport Huntington, who almost took their first lead of the game. Kelly will go off for a change, looked in a little bit of pain. Friesen a shot from the slot. Rebound spills off for Blaszczuk. He'll hand it off. Friesen back pass to Blaszczuk was interrupted. Now the Tigers skate ahead. 3-on-2 with more speed. Past the blue line. Here comes a shot. Save made. Sasso had to find it. Take a replay of that scramble from Joe Sasso. There's the second save. Puck comes loose. Gets a little lucky right there. But still bailing out his team from hard situations. Harrison, great pressure. Now Reynolds on the takeaway. It's a 3-on-1 for East Islip. Reynolds couldn't get it around Matarisi. Great defensive play for Liam. Keeps his team well within reach of this one. Reynolds on a takeaway, feathers a shot at the net, and it's covered up by Moscati. Three to three, we're skating right now. Grayson Henderson with the most recent goal. We've had 3 goals in the third period. It was Henderson, Sursic, and Seek. Off the face-off, Reynolds will give it back to Harrison. Twirling around in the circle for a shot, easy save Moscati. Harrison trying to get his own rebound, forced away by Driscoll. He'll find the lead pass out of the zone. Right now it's Chris Quinn with it. Cuts past the blue line. On the wrister, Sasso an easy blocker stop. Clock going down to 5 minutes. We have a loose stick on the ice belonging to someone on EI. And now a quick whistle from the referees. I think we're going to get a roughing here on Chris Quinn. So the referees will get both combatants. Brian Friesen, the one going off for East Islip. And we'll stay at 5-on-5 here at the rinks. Face-off. Well won by Northport Huntington. Worrell trying to travel around the boards. Got detained by Friesen. Worrell breaking free but not with control. Bogorowski now in there jousting. Traveled up the walls. East Islip have it. Blasted around. Looking to exit at the far point. Bogorowski looking for the pass, but it was tipped out of play. 4:36 remaining in the third period. Definitely hitting a little bit of a lull since that big skid of action. Northport Huntington trying to turn another shot, this time from the right circle, and we're going to get another penalty. That's Friesen taken down. Northport Huntington will be down a man for the next 2 minutes. East Islip with a golden opportunity to get another go-ahead goal. Got a lacrosse-style face-off as it was tied up for multiple seconds, finally broken free. Inga for a long ranger, not exactly a high-quality shot right there. Already 20 seconds going by. Carney trying to find some resemblance of control as the puck will slide all the way down the rink. Kelly will go back for it. Under 4 to play in the third period. For Inga, who has 2 goals on the game already. Inga forced away from the puck, fought back onto it, now it's up ahead. Mikowski, shorthanded opportunity, taken out from down low, and Northport Huntington's coach wants a penalty, but he's not gonna get it. Friesen trying to whip it across, had Inga on the other side. Sent into the zone, but weakly by East Islip. Half of their power play gone by. Barely hanging on to control right now, but it's out of the zone and back for Leroux. Leroux for Blaszczuk. Skates it in, across, Inga. Dicing it up, poked off to the corner, trying to sweep it in front for a shot. Blaszczuk took it. And 2 players accidentally trip each other after the play. That's obviously not going to be anything there. With 43 seconds remaining in the power play, 3:07 in the game. Blaszczuk to the left dot. Across the blue line for Friesen. Skating it in. Shot ramps off his stick. Pops around for Blaszczuk. Gives it up top to Leroux with options. Leroux again to Friesen. Same look for Friesen. Looking for a tip but couldn't get it to Blaszczuk. Leroux couldn't hold the zone now. Northport Huntington may have numbers, but they elect to just send it down the length of the ice. 15 seconds before this power play is over. Tigers on a wraparound attempt. Sasso making a save down low. Friesen takes it back. Dangerous pass there as he wasn't exactly looking off to Carney yet, but it gets it to him anyways. Carney across the blue, but offsides. Bogorowski will go over to the neutral zone for the draw. Lemaire trying to whack it into the offensive end. 3-3 game. It couldn't be closer right now. Reynolds off. Bogorowski, his shot whistles through the crease. Comes around. Henderson clears it out of the zone. Henderson, the most recent goal scorer in this game. Again, Tigers looking for their 3rd win of the season. Zemo up for Harrison. Harrison has Bogorowski streaking towards the net. Should roll all the way down. Not going to be an icing as Moscati had to touch it. 1-on-1 in the corner. Becomes a 2-on-1 for the Tigers. Puck squeaks up the wall. Held alive by Bogorowski and now out. Minute 30 remaining in the 3rd period. Tigers with control right now. Long wrister, hits a little bit of traffic. Henderson now getting ridden into the boards. It's him against Reynolds. Puck goes in deeper. Zemo, chance to sweep it around. Now Lemaire against Henderson again. Lemaire winning it this time. Can't find the clear. Swirls around for a new look. Lemaire still on it. Off the glass. Banks it forward. Should go down for an icing. And is going to be enforced. We're going to get a timeout here on the LI Sports Network. We'll step aside for a second and be back with the final 59 seconds. And we're back on the LI Sports Network. Northport Huntington has tied this game on 3 separate occasions, trying to find their first lead with 59 seconds remaining. Face-off dropped in the left circle, and East Islip quickly played out of the zone. There was a penalty on the play that I didn't see, so Northport Huntington actually on the man advantage right now. Kelly turning around to fire at the length again. Northport Huntington with 30 seconds on the clock. They can carry this power play over to overtime if need be. Into the offensive end. Tigers cutting it to the middle with a chance, and Sasso a crucial save. Another clear from East Islip. Inga still hunting for his hat trick. A lot of pressure from behind, 10 seconds left, enough for one more rush. Here come the Tigers, looking to get past the blue line. The pass slid down to the goal line, 2 seconds left. A good tie-up from Frysum, and we'll go to overtime here on the LI Sports Network. We'll be back after another brief break. And it'll be 4-on-3 for the Tigers to start it off. Overtime starting. 4-on-3 for Northport Huntington. Carney will take the face-off. Tapped free, Lemaire can race after it, but not first. Northport Huntington into the offensive end with the extra man skating. Plenty of room for either team. Long shot, Frysum on the takeaway, and we'll just flip it out of the zone. Here comes the Tigers, looping back around. Liam Matarisi trying to knife past the defense. Matarisi testing Sasso, makes a save. Liam still with it. Feathers the pass up towards the blue line, whipped across the ice. Tigers with good possession, looking for a shooting lane. Tap down low, back out in front. Sasso trying to get over, blocked by Frysum. "12 seconds left. One more opportunity. They score! OT winner. Tigers take it on the power play. Thank you so much for watching here on the LI Sports Network. Northport Huntington take the game in overtime. Final score 4-3. We'll be back for one more game with Sachem JV taking on St. Anthony's JV Gold.